All right, head coach Tony Kemper joined to his left by number 22, Kadeja Brooks. To his right, your left, Savannah Wheeler. Coach, make an opening statement, then we will take questions.
Well, started pretty good, obviously. Made a lot of shots early, and I thought defensively we were pretty darn good too. We knew that they were going to be a big challenge in transition, and I thought we had that handled pretty well in the first half. And then, obviously the tide turned, and I knew they were better than the first score of their season looked. Against Liberty at home, they shot 1 for 13 from 3. So they obviously did not do that today, and that made them a challenge in the second half. So hats off to them for keep playing. But I knew they would. Like they're used to winning. They're really well coached. As far as structurally, I knew they were going to fight. And then, Hicks is a challenge. She is fast. And in the first half, we played really good team defense on her. In the second half, we got strung out, which is, honestly what we knew we couldn't do. And we went ahead and did it anyway. And that's what happens when you do it right. And then that's how hard it is when you don't. So I think we showed our top end is going to be just fine. And when we lose that structure, it's going to be tough. But it's tough for anybody when you don't have, I guess, synergy of offense, defense. And we obviously have to grow in that respect, and we've got to do it fast for Wednesday. So.
You look at Hicks and late in that game, I know it seems kind of maybe a little bit trivial, but she picks up her fourth with about 5 minutes to go, and they had just taken the lead. And she has to go to the bench for all of 40 seconds maybe. But did you feel like that was key to limiting her aggressiveness once she got back out on the court? It wasn't as...
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even know that happened. So, no, I think somebody told me she had 4, but I didn't notice she went out and came back in, I know that she did a nice job of pressuring the ball. And when she got 4, I think she had to go off the ball, and that probably helped us a little bit. But we also kind of gave it to her a couple times where, it's like you don't have to do that, guys. And but she is the all-time leading steal getter at Virginia Tech, and she doesn't play Virginia Tech anymore. So she's done that to a lot of people in the ACC, So I knew that she's going to be one of the fastest players we played all year, and she proved that. But at the same time, we fouled her too much. You can't foul. Make her make all those circus shots, and then get the rebound. In the first half, we got a lot of loose balls. We went after it hard, and then the second half, we went after it soft, and we tapped it around, went after it with one hand, and that's what happens. So. It's good to learn lessons. Hopefully we learn lessons in a win, which is consistency of effort, of how aggressive you are. Aggressive wins in this game, and we showed that in the first half. And then when you relax, boy, here it comes, and I've been preaching that. We got a lot of them that haven't been in a game like that yet. And I've tried to been preaching that, it doesn't matter. It does not matter who's on the other side. If you relax, it is going to be on, and that's no disrespect to Norfolk. I knew they were really good. I knew that they were athletic and going to be a challenge in that respect. But I guess I know that we looked at the score, and when we're up 24, and this is an easy sledding, and if you relax, it's on, and that's what happened. But we also did what you're supposed to do at home, which is buckle down. And I thought she made a couple really big plays when they took the lead. And then I thought she knocked them out with 2 big threes, so.
The game's back and forth, Kadeja, and you get a steal and a pull-up jumper there late. Is that one of those situations? You've been in a lot of close games, and Kim's talked about, UTSA, games like that. Mm-hmm. Is that one of those where you just knew, you're the veteran on this team, you had to make a play?
To a certain extent, in practice, that's something. Like, I get my hands on a lot of balls. They kind of yell at me for jumping around and, trying to get.
Kinda?
Okay, they do.
No, I'm pretty sure it's all the way.
They do it. So it's something I do every day in practice. I get my hands on a lot of balls. It's something that I practice almost every day. So me, deflecting the ball out of her hands, trying to go after the ball, like he says, we we try to go after a lot of loose balls. And then the one dribble pull up is something I practiced since high school. I just had confidence in the shot, and I just took it.
So, man, for you, how much does that play right there? Because that's a swing possession in that game. How much does that sort of settle all the younger players on the team to just settle in and go back to playing basketball?
Well, it was just like she was saying, just, when there's like a tight game like that, it's just whenever you just got to learn how to step up and just make some big shots. And not just me, like KB said, she made some, and then Kia had a layup, and then Ash had some big shots. It was just overall, a couple players had some big shots.
We look at Kia, and she doesn't have a huge statistical line tonight, but I think she got in between 3 or 4 players and had a tap-out rebound to Wheeler for a 3 late that really looms kind of large, too. Is that just everybody accepting what they're doing?
She's really good at that. I mean, she's always kind of been that. She played on a really good high school team, and she was probably, that one of her good teammates is at Indiana and stuff like that. So she always kind of took a back seat on things like that. But she has no ego about basketball, But that was a huge play. And then she plays really, really hard, always plays really, really hard. So huge game. She's probably never going to light the thing up, but she does a lot of things to help you win, and you saw that tonight. So, she's pretty good to have around. I'll tell you that.
Coach, you all go up 7 after that 3, come back, get a rebound. Savannah comes back down and nails a shot right in front of the bench. Might have been a little bit early in the shot clock, but that's something that you all are pretty comfortable with, or what were you thinking on that?
Okay, so to go all the way back through, the kick out on the rebound, I was completely no. And then I was right in her ear, which, give her credit, she basically said, don't worry about it, And she might have did that as she was going up, but she drained it. The second one I thought was a good play. We had Mayo on the break. It was 2-on-1. That is you have to try to win the game, and that's a 35% shooter and another really high percentage shooter. So pick the one you want to shoot, and let's try to win the game. So the first one, I was kind of like, let's chill, because I thought we were a little bit out of sorts, but not her. Bang, and she's hit a lot of daggers, and she was important tonight. I do think she's got to learn to be just a touch more aggressive. I thought there was a couple times when we got in a switch, we got her switched off on a big, and she was just a little too passive. She is very good scorer, and I appreciate how she is learning to play in a fashion that gets everyone else involved and makes it so that she has good looks down the stretch. And that's what she did. If you come down and force, then you don't get the ones you can make. And that, it's hard to, she's going to give it up right now. But I do think there were some times in there where I was like, go ahead and go. I like that matchup, you on 42. And she made the big pull up in the lane. We ran a little set with these two on that. That was a big shot. And then obviously the 2 threes were huge. But, give Mayo credit for giving that ball up. She drew and she kicked it. And that she didn't bat an eye. She give it to the freshman, win the game. So, and I think that's one of the things I really like about this group. We can get a lot better. Will we? I believe so. But we can get a lot better. We're nowhere near as good as we can be. But they are working together. They share the ball. 17 the other day, 18 tonight. And they were big ones down the stretch to win. So, I didn't want her to shoot the first one, but I learned my lesson. I'm a quick learner. Okay, she's going to make that one? Okay, go ahead. Do your thing.
Man, did you smile at him a little bit on the way back by after you heard that?
Yeah, it was smart.
She should have. I was probably yelling at her to get back in transition because I was worried about that. So I was?
Yeah, you were. I
Okay,
remember.
good.
KB, how, Savannah knocks down those shots, but the couple practices I've seen, it seems like you all have confidence in everybody that's come in and has accepted the role.
Yeah, I think so. We have a lot of young people, like you guys see on the roster. Coach Kemper has preached to me over the summer, you got to be a leader. You got to help them get confidence in themselves. She has put in a lot of time in the gym and her high school, you know, resume shows it. So, you know, her knocking down shots just in games, I'll give her the ball over me in general because she's just confident and she works hard. So, yeah. She's not the only one, though. We got a lot of potential coming from the other freshmen, so.
We're shooting the right shot a lot,
Yeah.
and that you're going to be a good offensive team when I think it doesn't matter who you put up here, and she basically said this: if she's guarded and she's open, she's going to kick it out, and that kind of goes around how we're wired, and we just got to push forward with that, you know. And I'm excited about our young ones. There's a lot of them over there that, you know, she's a really good example for them. She played behind Leah Scott when she first got here, and she drove in from Connecticut, and there wasn't a lot there for her, and she got better and better and better and better, and she's a heck of a player here at Marshall, and she has been for a long time, honestly. But she didn't walk in here, play 33 minutes a game, play through mistakes. She sat there. She was an unbelievable role player. She came in and played important minutes when she was a freshman. And I hope that that's something that a lot of them take, that it is you know, your career looks like this a lot of times, you know, and where you start, you just build. And hats off to her, because there's a lot of people that don't have the patience anymore to hang in there and get as good as you can get. And I give her a lot of credit for that. You know, she could have said, I'm going to go home, you know, and she learned from a really good player. She learned. She got better. And then when she was ready, when she had a chance, she was ready, you know. And I hope there's quite a few that I really like over there that I hope they do the same thing. You know, work like crazy. We do have a pretty old team. Work like crazy. And when your time is ready, when your time is here, then you're ready. You know?
The end of the first half, how Norfolk State hit 3 threes in that last 9 seconds, how pivotal was that for their run in the second half, and what you do better?
That's probably a question for them. I mean, my speech at halftime was there's no adjustments to make. You have to get ready to go back out and do the same thing, you know, which I told the radio. Clearly that speech didn't work at all. But, you know, we did the right thing there. I mean, we need to make them make threes. And then maybe it was my fault a little bit I maybe should have released them out a little bit earlier. But like the last 3 they made, we didn't even guard them. You know, we were completely disorganized and didn't guard them. So that's on our communication and our effort in there. But I knew 12 couldn't have an easy day, and she had a better game than I wanted her to, you know. That mostly came down to fouls. If we don't foul her, if we make her finish those shots and get the rebound, then it would have been a little bit easier, you know, but we fouled her a lot.
Yeah, go ahead. You look at the final stat sheet. What really stands out as a positive in your mind statistically?
75-69. I mean, 75-69, and that sounds like I'm being whatever, smart aleck, but that's probably the one thing. I mean, you know, there's other positive things there. 18 assists, that's probably the best thing that I see. We out-rebounded them, which we need to continue to get better on the boards. But that's good. That's a good thing for us that we had more rebounds than them. Gave up too many offensive boards, though. I mean, it's kind of like for every one that I like, I can find one I don't like that much. But finding a way to win and learning how to do that with a completely new group is really important. And today was obviously good. I mean, we tried to give it away, and then you know, she was huge in that. And she made the right kind of play. Pick your spot and get it if you can get it. Be solid if you can't, but pick your spot, and she did. And then she tapped that ball away and gives us a lead, and then don't look back. But I'm happy that maybe we learned a little bit, and we still feel good about it, you know. But I know that Wednesday, we're going to have to play more than 22 minutes on Wednesday, you know. They're good, and it's going to be a good early challenge for us competitively. I mean, we better get ready for 40 minutes of tough play. And hats off to them for the program that they have. It's going to be just like going on the road to the best teams in our league. You know, that's what it's going to be like, is at Western Kentucky, at Middle Tennessee, places like that. And to have that kind of game this early in the year is going to be important, I think, for this team.
Any other intangibles? We talked
We-
about aggressiveness.
When we're dialed in, I think we're pretty aggressive. I think we got after a lot of loose balls and things like that. And, but it has to last longer. So got to keep coming together, and I think they're working on it.
Thank you.